Great, thanks. We'll also have a dedicated section to ask your questions live as well, and I'd love to hear from some of you then. But so just to give you a little bit of history on the program, as we have alumni here who went through the program back in the early stages, as well as what is now the Aspire Leaders Program. And so back in 2017, there were two Harvard Business School professors, Tarun Khanna and Kareem Lakhani, who wanted to form a program that would reach all of these talented youth, young adults from, they really wanted to touch everyone around the world and offer them, more resources, opportunities, leadership development, access to great mentors and educators. And so originally there was a program that was founded under Harvard University, and it was under the South Asia Institute. So at first it was really only able to reach folks in South Asia, eventually from Africa, Middle East. Eventually they started to grow to some other regions of the world, but they realized it couldn't possibly grow to, the scale and to have the benefit of having professors, educators, people in the program involved from what is now, 150 countries, while it was still housed at Harvard. And so we're now a nonprofit organization that runs what's called the Aspire Leaders Program. But our co-founders from HBS are still very much involved in the design of the program, and those who go through all 5 stages of the program do get to meet them live on Zoom. And we have some other great faculty who are engaged. And the purpose is, still very similar to what Tarun and Kareem had in mind back in 2017, and that we still believe that, all youth, all young adults around the world deserve the opportunity to reach their full potential and to, believe in themselves and aspire to more. And that is regardless of what their current situation is, their family background, their income, anything like that. And so we provide this fully funded leadership development program that is open to those who are 18 to 26 years old, currently enrolled in an undergraduate program, or recently graduated within the last 3 years, who come from a low-income background and are first generation to go to college in their family, meaning that neither of your primary caregivers or parents completed a bachelor's level degree. Or we also welcome in now refugees or displaced persons who've had their life or education disrupted, even if they are not low-income first-generation college students. And throughout the program, there's a lot of different offerings. And so the idea is that we want to make it very easy to apply. If you meet the eligibility requirements, you go to the link we're going to be providing, you fill out a short 15-minute application, and then if you're eligible, you'll be invited to the first stage, and it will be up to you to kind of go through each stage and gain what you want from the program. And so the way the program's designed is that there's something for everyone at each stage, so that even if you just go through stage 1, we hope you take something away. If you go, but sometimes life gets in the way, you go through 1 or 2, maybe you come back, you reapply another year, and that's okay. That's how we want, the program to be able to be designed so that you can do it alongside your studies, your early career, other things that you're doing. And so once you're invited into the program, you'll be invited to the first stage. And the first stage is an online aptitude test, but it's not meant to be, a test to enter the program. It's meant to help you begin this leadership development journey. And part of that is learning about your strengths, learning about, where you could grow, feeling like you understand yourself and how you can be a leader even better. And so this tests in logic and math, as well as English comprehension and writing, as the program is run in English. And so we just want to make sure that you're comfortable enough in going through the program in English. And then you'll get the results of this assessment and be invited to the second stage, where you will take an online course with Harvard Kennedy professor Ron Heifetz on leadership, and then take a short assessment with Aspire just to reflect on that course before receiving a certificate signed by our co-founders for the completion of this section. And then those who get that certificate will be invited to stage 3. And stage 3 is a really exciting portion of the program. as it's live with your global cohort and with these great educators from Harvard, from outside of Harvard, from places around the world, to be there to talk to you about a specific topic so that you can learn something new, and then have a Q&A and discussion with your global cohort of peers and this educator in the room. And so what's really special about stage 3 is that we offer, all sorts of different options. They're all online, and there'll be options from things in arts and humanities to more STEM and medicine-based fields. And you'll get to, be sitting in the room with people from every continent and to learn, what is their perspective on the topic that you're discussing. And so really the educator may be teaching you something, but often that educator also learns from all of you, and it's a great, discussion around different topics. And we offer many seminars across about a month. So you can attend, 1, 2, 3, and choose the ones that are most interesting to you, but we have a lot of options. And so, if you apply to the program, you go through 1, you go through 2, you get invited to 3, that's all really it's just about completing one stage to be invited to the next. But in stage 4 and 5, we will make the final cohorts selections. And so this will require, another application for the final stage, and our team will decide who's invited to stage 4 based on performance and potential shown during the first 3 stages. And so in stage 4, folks who are invited to this stage will get to participate in some professional development workshops and personal branding workshops while they put together an application to join the final cohort. And that final application involves things like letters of recommendation, transcripts, resume, personal statement, things like that. And then those who are invited to join stage 5, the final stage, will get access to 4 different Harvard Business School case studies that they'll read and discuss in smaller groups with their final cohort of peers. And then they will actually get to do these live case study sessions with Harvard Business School professors on 2 different Saturdays. And then those who go through all 5 stages will get access to a few other opportunities within the year that they finish the program. So these things include participating in our mentorship and career week to be exposed to different professionals who have been in their field and in different fields for many years and can speak to that experience and be there for you as a mentor. The ability to apply for smaller grants, whether you want to take another online course that's going to help in your academic or professional development, or maybe a GRE or a TOEFL exam, something like this. And then finally, we have a bigger project, which happens once a year, and that's the Community Action Awards. And we do have, I think, at least one of our winners here today. And this is a chance for those alumni who want to pursue a larger social impact project in their community. So they see a problem in their community where they are, they want to address it, and they can go through the stages of the Community Action Awards where they put together a pitch, a proposal, and then a select group will be chosen after they pitch their idea to a panel with the chance to receive up to $10,000 in seed funds, 10,000 US dollars in seed funds over the following year to get it started on their project. And we've had some of these projects that are now, nonprofit organizations, or they're, continuing under another umbrella. So many folks will get these seed funds and then, keep running with it and may get some other awards or really dedicate themselves to this work. And then finally, all of our alumni get access to our online community of Slack channels so that they can network with each other, share opportunities, things like this. And then our ambassador program allows those alumni who want to give back and help the next cohort go through the program and help them through that process and spreading the word within their communities. And then finally, we're starting to offer more in-person opportunities for alumni as we have groups of them around the world. So although the program is all online and you don't have to leave your home community, we hope to continue to engage our alumni and offer some more in-person networking events and exposure to other mentors who are closer to them. So that's the whole kind of program that occurs over, 4 to 6 months and then the next year and beyond as an alum. We have 2 cycles a year and we have applications still open for this cycle. So that's why we're doing this today, to let you know, so that if any of you want to apply, you have until April 19th to complete your short application. You can see some, links here to the application, to our website, and finally to our email for more questions. And we can also put that in the chat for you as well. But I think I even did that in a shorter amount of time so we can have more time for alumni panel and questions today. But I will stop there as far as just the general presentation, and then we can hear from folks who have actually gone through it. They can speak to their experience much better than I can about the program. So I want to invite all of our alumni to an alumni panel. We'll just get them spotlighted on the screen here. Always great to see all of you. Claire, I don't know if we've ever met before, so it's great to see you. And I know we also have one alum whose camera cannot be on today, but he'll still be a part of the panel as well. So just to start off, I'd love to hear from each of you, just a little, introduce yourself, who you are, where are you from, or where are you joining from today, or both? And what are you doing now? Obviously, all of you are doing probably something in one league or have before, but, what else are you doing, whether it's your career, your studies? Would just love to have a brief introduction. So let's start with Alejandro.
Okay, thank you. Hello, Jenna and everyone. I'm really happy of being here. Well, I am Alejandro Ortiz. I am a lawyer, and I was precisely thanks to the Aspire Leaders program that I am currently a full-time social entrepreneur, because it was after finishing the program that I was able to access to the Community Action Award, where I got a grant to run my project, which consists of a mobile app for women in my city to move safely around Bogota, my city, and access to free legal support, among other things, to boost their life projects. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Great, thank you. Let's go next to Mariam.
Hello, everyone. I'm really excited to be here today. My name is Mariam. I'm Palestinian, but I was born and raised in Lebanon. Currently, I'm finishing up my master's degree in public health. I work with the Ministry of Public Health and the World Health Organization to create a strategic plan to fight off diseases, especially poverty diseases. As well, I'm an international mentor and a public speaker. So this is for me.
Great. And Claire?
Hi, Jenna. Can you hear me?
Yes.
My name is Claire Soit. I'm from Nairobi, Kenya, but currently I'm in Cambridge, United Kingdom. I am studying a Masters of Law at University of Cambridge, and also I'm part of the One League program, also doing an MBA at the same time. So I was part of the program when it was still called Harvard Crossroads Emerging Leaders Program. And I think that's the first time I experienced a case study type of session, and it was really eye-opening. It was an interesting session, and also meeting Professor Tarun and Professor Tarun Lahani, and the other professors. So it was really quite an interesting experience, and I'm so glad to be here. Thank you.
Great, thank you. And then Bharat, I think you're off camera, but are you still with us?
Yes, I hope I'm loud and clear.
Yes.
Uh,
Now you're on mute.
I apologize for that. Am I clear now?
Yes.
Can you hear me? So thank you all. It's a pleasure to be here. So my name is Bharat. I am from Southern India. And like Suet, I was part of the 2020 cohort when it was then called the Crossroads program. And currently I work at Anheuser-Busch as a people business analyst. So that's about myself. And we'll answer more questions later.
Great. Thank you. It's so good to, I knew what some of you were up to, but Claire and Bharat, I did not, know as much about what you're doing, and it's great to hear that. My next question is just, can you speak to your experience in whether it was SELP or Aspire Leaders program? And what do you feel like were maybe one or two of the biggest things that you gained or that you took away that have helped you in your current career or studies today, or just in your life? So maybe we'll go the opposite direction. So Bharat, we're gonna start with you this time.
Sure. So I think first I just wanted to answer what motivated me to be part of the program, just so to inspire others as well. So the first reason why I applied for this program is because I saw a friend of mine doing it, and I noticed that the exams that he took getting into the cohort was a little bit challenging, and it was only like people who were good at certain. It was challenging, so it made me as well feel like I want to do this course. The second main reason was because at that time we did have a 2-week in-person program in Dubai, which was another big motivator for me to apply for the program. But I know over the years it's changed to a completely online program, and we do have meetups with the alums. So those two were the main reasons, and also because it was founded by two Harvard professors, and answering what did I personally gain both professionally and personally from the Aspire program. So professionally, I gained visibility. Having Aspire program on my resume was such an eye catcher. So when I did get a job offer at Anheuser, it's mostly because the Aspire program caught the eye of the hiring team. And so, yeah, in terms of my professional life, it is such a good program to have on your resume. And for my personal part or take on it, it's helped me build my network a lot, as well as broaden my perspective on certain issues. And I know this year we had our in-person meet in India, wherein we had a few of the cohorts meet together in Delhi. And yeah, it helped me build my network as well.
Well, that's great to hear. I'm glad it broadened your perspectives and has allowed you to continue to network. Even, it's been like 3 years since you went through the program, right? So we're so happy that you're still engaged with us, and thanks for sharing. Let's go next to Claire.
Thanks. Thank you. So I think the most important thing that came out of outcome of Crossroads or Aspire was One League for me, because they reached out to fellow Aspire alumni about this new interesting program like a Harvard MBA, and I was just like, let me just give it a try. And then here we are 1 year later doing a whole Harvard MBA, Harvard-based MBA program. But aside from that, I guess the first time I experienced like a proper Harvard case-based analysis learning, it was so inspiring. I was so inspired that I applied to, I'm a lawyer by profession, so I applied to Harvard Law School. I was waitlisted, but I did get into University of Cambridge Law School, which is also equally good. So it truly put in me a passion for learning, like for higher learning, especially, you know, quality education. Because I think that because I come from Kenya, sub-Saharan Africa, and I think we lack a lot of technical expertise. And one way to curb that and to just help our countries in the near future is by getting quality education, by getting exposed to professionals and experts who we aspire to get into those fields. And I guess Aspire was a sort of like an eye opener, or a conduit for me to get here. And aside from that, I also made very good connections with a lot of people from Aspire, or from how we used to call it Crossroads.
Yeah.
I liked the one. I still like Aspire still. And also I think the other thing that I really liked was the Dubai in-person 2-week in-person training. That was so convincing. It was so attractive. But we had COVID in 2020, and it's become it's a proper online program, which is perfectly fine, because at least most people can be able to access the resources that Aspire has to offer, which I think is plenty. And I think the more people get the chance to experience it, the better, because it was so inspiring for me. It was truly life-changing. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you for sharing. And you might be, I don't know if you know, but we now have, you know, like thousands and thousands of people who go through. And so, you know, we still hope that some of those unique in-person opportunities happen, like in, you know, India, when they got to all join together. But yeah, we're so glad to be able to offer it to more people, and to hear that you're excited about that, and that you continue to network with people going through, you know, the program that existed, and then the, you know, the new program that has similarities. And, you know, kudos to you on getting to where you are in your education. I'm glad that you like got that passion, but still all you that, you know, had the skills and the motivation and everything. But we're glad that, you know, we played maybe a small part of that. Let's go next to Mariam.
Well, when it comes to Aspire, there's too many things to count, honestly. But like my favorite thing to talk about, as you know, Jenna, is just the networking and the connections. Absolutely my favorite. It was actually my first international exposure to diverse countries from all around the globe. And from there, didn't only my skills in networking like increased by a lot, but also I had the opportunity to connect with people who have the thirst for creating a change. And day by day, we start creating projects together. Like we used to plan, have those meetings at night, you know, different time zones, then do the small planning and try to implement them in our countries. And for me, is like from going from creating a difference to actually doing a change, because we were accumulating the differences that we were doing. So for me, it was absolutely beautiful having this opportunity to network with people. And day by day, I was able to connect more, impact more people. And this year, I was able to reach, I think I got over 4,000 individuals in mentoring. I wouldn't have this opportunity because Aspire didn't exist before. So I think it's mostly about networking. More academically, I think how they induce our critical thinking, about thinking outside the box, about accepting different perspective, and how can we learn from those different perspective. In the study cases, I was the first cohort in line, so it was a little bit quick shift, and it was challenging to say at least, but it was awesome. Honestly, they managed it just amazingly, and we benefited a lot. We had really nice interactive discussions, and always it's not about learning only from the professors, which are a good great source of knowledge. It's about learning from your peers, because honestly, coming from those different backgrounds and educational backgrounds as well is truly inspiring to all of us. So I think this is the main two takeaways from me.
Yeah, no, you're a perfect example of someone who's like already doing some things in your community, and you had all these great, you know, ideas of how you wanted to make a bigger impact. And I know the people you met in the program helped in your mentoring and all of the things that you now do with people from different countries and outside of your community. So yeah, it's always great to hear your story and how you got connected with people from around the world. Alejandro, do you want to share?
Oh, yeah, thank you. Well, I think this is a really I don't know, difficult question, because I feel that I have gained a lot from the Aspire Institute. I don't know where to start, but I think that the most important thing that I gained was the self-confidence and belief in my capabilities, and also to strengthen my growth mindset, which is absurdly important when we have to face difficult contexts, and even more so if we want to change our communities for the better. So it was from the Aspire Institute that I was also motivated to trust that I can lead effectively. So I never thought that I could go as far as having my own startup and being able to lead a team of 5 people, where there are engineers, lawyers, economists, and even an architect. So this power of connect with people and lead is something that I really truly gained from the Aspire Institute. It was born there with the connections that I start in the Aspire Leaders program. But also something that I gained from the Aspire Institute, it was the opportunity of know the One League, because the Aspire Institute the team shared with me this wonderful call. So in this moment, I'm currently studying about entrepreneurship and innovation here at One League. And all the days I'm applying it to my social startup that born within the Aspire Leaders program. So that's why I was telling you that I have gained a lot of things from the Aspire Leaders program, and I'm truly grateful for all of this, because it also represented the beginning of a better future in my life, and a path that has been a very enriching and beautiful as a social entrepreneur, connecting with my community and working to transform it. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Well, thank you all. It's always inspiring to hear what you're doing, and you know, how you speak about your experiences so eloquently. And what I'm hearing is that there are, you know, these kind of intangible things, these right, that you feel like you gained, even though maybe you got some tangible that you're like, okay, I got the critical thinking skills from like that course, or I learned this. But it's a lot of this, you know, self-confidence, the network, the, you know, belief in yourself, and then the opportunity to learn about other opportunities from this, you know, growing network, and the connections that, you know, we have with maybe other organizations as well, including One League. So always great to hear all of those things that you feel that you gained, and I'm so proud of where all of you are at today. Finally, I just want to ask each of you, you know, what would your advice be to other people here in the room who are considering applying? They're nervous maybe, or they're like, oh, do I take that step? I'm doing like 10 other things. What's your advice to them? Let's start. How about we start with Claire?
Thank you. So my advice is just do the application. It's very simple. I guess it's 15 minutes. I mean, it's going to be a very long process to get to like the last cohort, if you're very fortunate enough. But even if you don't get to the last cohort, as you mentioned before, Jenna, they're able to acquire so many skills along the way. So for instance, I remember during our inaugural class, the first day in the inaugural meeting of our cohort, I think it was Professor Tarun who said that it's such a draconian process, but it's there for a reason, so that they can be able to pick as many people as possible, but also at the same time, they're able to have the most talented, the most deserving individuals in the same room together. That being said, I think, I mean, I gained so much from the process. Even the whole process by itself is a learning experience, because you're able to, at the end of the line, you're able to look back and say that if I was able to do this, then I can also do more. I aspire to be more, I aspire to do greater things. So I am completely advise you and encourage you to apply, because it is a life-changing experience. And I think when you look back, once you take this step and you look back a few months from now, I think you'll be very proud of that step that you took.
Great, beautiful advice. How about from Mariam? What's your advice?
Well, my advice to all of you is to just do it. Like, you have nothing to lose. The application is free of charge. You have the opportunity to network all along from the very first step until the end. For me, honestly, even if I didn't reach the last phase, I was satisfied because I was able to meet the leaders since the beginning. You're going to immediately find yourself in WhatsApp group or Facebook group, everyone motivating one another, sharing knowledge and offering help if someone needed any help. So I think the program is beautiful by itself, but the process itself is so unique. And this is what makes Aspire really special. It gives you the journey of networking and meeting amazing people who have the same thirst as you to create a change, or people who just want to create a difference in their community. And it is something that I don't think I ever experienced in any other programs. And I remember my year, they selected 80 out of 8,000 or something. So the chances were quite low. And I'm like, at first I was a little bit hesitant. What's the chances of me reaching the final phase and whatever? But when I started going through the program, it was a whole different thing. Like, I was learning so much. I'm meeting those people. And until nowadays, the semi-finals group, we are more active than the finals group. So I think there is nothing to lose. So just do it and enjoy the journey.
Love it. Yes, enjoy the journey. Just get started in the process. How about you, Alejandro?
When I applied, I was very scared because I thought that my English was not good enough. So, yeah, and in fact, I thought that it will be like a factor to be rejected because of these shortcomings regarding the English, maybe like the difficulties around the internet connection and so on. So, but as I take the first step, and as time went by, I was practicing my English in the program and growing in a way that was very evident to me. So I really adhere to everything that my classmates have said that the best advice is to apply. There's nothing to lose and much to gain.
Right, love it. And thanks to speaking to the English. As you know, I'm sure we'll get some questions possibly about that. And Bharath, would you like to share your advice?
Sure. Very much like what my colleagues are saying, my advice to you all would be carpe diem, guys. Grab the opportunity. Every step in the process is beautiful, and the network that you build, like for me, that will pay out not just in the short run, in the long run as well. As my mentor always says, it may not always be what you know, but who you know. So your Aspire program will be the first step to building your global network, and so go for it.
Great. All right, well, thank you all so much.